Okay.
Hi, Jean. It's nice to meet you.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Dr. Bernadazzi. We spoke on the phone a little bit, and we went over informed consent a little bit, but I'd like to go into more detail about what we do in counseling. So, most of what you tell me is going to be kept confidential, but if you have any desires to harm yourself or someone else, then I would have to, report that. Or if you tell me that you've either abused a child, an elderly person, or a disabled person, that would also have to be reported. And I will be taking a little bit of notes. I don't take a lot, but just a little bit for here and there to jot down things, so I can remember later and go back to them. They will also be kept confidential unless, I'm subpoenaed by the court for, a situation, or I need to show them to a medical doctor or something with your, approval. So, and then you are covered by your insurance. So the only thing I would need is the copay, and you're covered for 8 sessions. So, do you have any questions?
No, the insurance company already kind of sent me a approval and all that stuff. So, yeah, I understand what I read. So, yeah, I'm pretty good at figuring out what I need to.
Okay. So, do you want to tell me a little bit about what brought you in?
Well, yeah. Right now I'm at a real crossroad in my life. I'm definitely I I've got 2 kids, married for 10 years, and well, we're together for 10 years. We've been married for 8 years. Yeah, always the detail. Always kind of worried about the details of it. I'm sorry, that's kind of me. I worry about every little detail. Um, I am trying to get away from my husband because he's very, well, abusive. He's very abusive. Uh, I know, I mean, he's not physically abusive, like he doesn't beat me up and I don't get, he doesn't punch me around and knock me down and that kind of stuff, but he's just always telling me, yeah, if I don't like it, I can just get out. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want me to have friends. Anyway, he controls money. He controls the household. He's in charge. It's his way or the highway. And I'm kind of, I am definitely through with that. I'm through with all of the stuff that he's put me through. So I'm just ready to get away, and I tried to get away, and I couldn't because of some things that went on. And anyway, but I, but I'm not even sure that I should be trying to get away. Maybe I should try to work it out because I'm really, like I said, I'm really at a crossroad.
So it sounds like you're having a lot of conflicting feelings. Some about, wanting to leave, but also having some reasons why you might want to stay.
Well, yeah, I took a vow.
Mm-hmm.
When I said I do, I didn't mean, oh, well, only for today. Um, so I believe that, like I made a commitment, but I'm just not sure how to continue on in this dealing with it. The reason that I finally called was because I just was crying all the time. I was starting to have panic attacks. I was starting to, I don't know if you'd call it a panic attack, but I mean, my chest felt like I was like I was going to have a heart attack. My chest feels like I'm going to have a heart attack. My arm, I feel like this pain going up the side of my neck. I feel like, so I can't breathe. I feel, like I'm in a state of panic and I don't know what to do.
So are there's certain things that are going on right before these panic attacks start, or is it dealings with your husband, or what?
Well, when I get stressed out, when I get overwhelmed, I become very uptight and that's when those feelings come over me and I'm just like I said, I'm suffocating. I don't know I don't know how to stop that feeling from happening. I'd like to stop that feeling from happening, but I'd like to get away from him. I'd like to feel safe in getting away from him, and right now I really don't necessarily feel safe to leave him. I don't feel like I have any way to.
What is it that you don't feel safe in leaving him? Is it the process of leaving him, or where you and your two children will go after? What is it that?
Well, a little bit of everything, really. I don't know where I would go. I don't have a career. I don't have a profession. The only thing I've done is I've waitressed and I've done some bookkeeping. I was, in the Army for a while, but that was, just 4 years. I was 4 years in the Army, and that's how he and I met. Just I don't know what I would do. I don't know where I would go. I don't know how I would take care of my kids. And not to mention, he's already promised that if I leave, I'm either leaving without my kids or he'll track us down and kill us.
So you also have feelings that he will physically harm you and your child.
Oh, I think he's more than capable of doing that, yes.
And he has not expressed any physical abuse towards you?
No. I wouldn't say he's actually laying hands on me, but if you want to count the time when he threw the knife, I was pregnant with my oldest son, and he threw a knife at me, and hit the door, and he said to me, of course he was in a drunken stupor, he says to me, he goes, well, if I really wanted it to hit you, it would have.
So it's sounding like you're feeling very fearful of him as well.
Well, I'm pretty confident that he could have hit me with it if he wanted to, and I'm pretty confident that, yeah.
I mean, you said today you're afraid of leaving, so it sounds like you're still having fears.
Well, I mean, you see all the stuff on the news these days, and you see where people have actually done that. Men have actually tracked their wives down and killed both them and their kids. So, yeah, I believe that. That's that's what he's capable of. When he gets drunk, he's so mean. And when he's sober, he acts like, oh, he's the saint, but he's still that same mean person. And I see it, but, of course, nobody else.
So you said recently you've been having a lot more crying spells and panic. Is this just, have you ever had these panic attacks or feelings of crying spells in the past?
I've suffered from depression off and on throughout my life. They called it depression. After I gave birth to my second child.
What about the panic attacks?
After I gave birth to him, I actually ended up in the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack.
So you were experiencing panic attacks at that time. How about
and they said it was not.
Childhood or
not? In my childhood, no, I didn't really have. I didn't have panic attacks and stuff. I was a pretty confident. Like I went into the army, so I had, I was pretty confident in myself and my ability to take care of myself and stuff. But I kind of had to learn how to do that.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you like to accomplish in there?
I'd like to stop feeling this panic. I'd like to stop feeling so sad all the time.
Do you have any thoughts about why you're feeling panic, is it strictly related to the stuff that's going on with your husband, or is there any other issues that produce the panic attacks, or any other memories, thoughts, feelings?
Well, recently I've been having more, well, this is March, and March is typically a really rough month for me. It's actually February, March are usually pretty tough months for me. They have been for the last, you know, seven, 8 years. Um, my brother, he died in a car accident in February, um, and it was really it was of course that's sudden and it was very tragic and at the same time my dad was sick, um, and so it was a really tough time for all of us, for my mom, my brother, myself. Um, I don't know if I mentioned I had another brother. I have two brothers. I had two brothers. You know, I have one brother with my older brother that died. And we were kind of a close family. We were really close family. And then all of a sudden, you know, like in less than a year, it was all just taken away. All like that.
So what I'm hearing is that since your brother's death, you tend to have these panic attacks and overwhelming feelings of sadness during that period of time.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like that's kind of screwed up that I should feel that way.
Oh, yeah. No, when something tragic like that happens, and it's just totally normal to have those feelings of sadness. I mean, it's very normal. It's understandable. I mean, it was somebody that you loved very much, and you said you had a very good relationship with. You were close, so it's very understandable to have feelings of sadness associated with that. And of course, during the times of the month in like February, March, it's going to be constant reminders, and that's normal. But the panic attacks, or how often are they happening now?
You know, whenever I feel overwhelmed, they just come on. I can't give you a set time and date. I don't have that. You know, I don't write it down. I haven't written it down. I know exactly when it happens, but it's more frequent than a month. You know, it's more than once a month. It's more than, just in February or March. I mean, the panic attacks happen. I mean, whenever I get overwhelmed, I get really frustrated. If I get frustrated, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. I've heard of this, but you probably have. But I tend to have a difficult time with change. I don't do change real well, and that's why I'm having a tough time making this decision to get away from my husband.
So, because that would be
Jim he's a good guy. He's a good provider. But he doesn't always do the right thing.
So, of course, if you leave him, that would be producing a lot of change for you and your children.
A lot. Well, everything would change again, and then I can deal with that. And so I do, feel that sense of like a dread, panic.
Like overwhelming anxiety type feelings, just thinking about having to start a different life, taking kids, going somewhere new, or, is it like an overwhelming feeling of, just the whole change? I mean, you'd be starting over. Is it?
I don't know how we deal with it. I don't. I mean, I don't even know where I would go. Where I would begin. I tried. I actually did put together a bank account. Start putting together a bank account. I was working. And so I tried to put together a bank account, and I went and saw an attorney. So unfortunately, That didn't go very well because she was telling me I legally could have left him and I could have taken the kids and all that stuff. Legally I was within my rights, long leave, whatever. And when he found out, he shut down all my bank account. He shut down my bank account, and I found some checks all over town. I wrote checks for groceries, and the checks were bouncing, and all of a sudden I was like, what's going on here?
So it sounds like your husband's also very controlling in what he does, and you said you were kind of kept isolated, and he's controlling financially, so that's yet another way to keep you in the marriage. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It appears to me that
he's in charge of the finances. He's in charge of that. He makes the money. He makes the money, so he gets decide how it gets spent. And even when I had my own money, he doesn't like me. I'm not allowed to have my own bank account. He didn't like me having my own bank account. That's not. I can't do that.
How do you feel about the situation as far as him having control over everything? Is that something that you guys had agreed upon in the beginning of the marriage and had accepted, or is this something that's become more controlling over the years?
We agreed that our money is our money. There's he always used to say there's yours, mine, there's ours and ours and ours, So we each have, this is yours, this is mine, this is ours. We've always said that we're going to have that, and we've always said that, we're going to have, a joint bank account, but I didn't sign on for the drinking and for the use. And for,
how long has that been going on?
Well, he's always drank, but he's always said, I'm going to quit, because he knows that he's an alcoholic. I mean, he's had to go through alcohol treatment a couple of times in his life. When he was in the Army, they sent him to alcohol treatment. And he supposedly was going to quit drinking, but that hasn't happened. And he knows that he's mean when he drinks, he's really drunk, and he's, but of course it's always my fault, because I'm such a bad person. I guess. I mean, I just don't really understand. I don't really understand alcoholism all that well. I don't understand why. I mean, I can have a drink and never really feel the need to have a second one. Whereas he has a drink and he has to keep drinking. And I've tried to help him by going, to AA meetings, by going to, I go to Al-Anon meetings. I've tried, to be supportive life that I should be, or at least that I believe that I should be. And that hasn't worked. And recently, it's just really come to a head. So I just feel like I just really trapped and I need to get out, but I don't know.
So all this is contributing to your feelings of sadness and, as you said, being isolated. So how is this affecting your children?
Well,
how old are your children?
They're young. They're 3 and 6. So I'm really protective of them. I'm very protective of my children because I am an at-home mom, which sometimes that's what I wanted to be. I want to be an at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to take care of my own children instead of putting them in child care and that kind of stuff. I want to do that. And that was kind of what Cal and I had agreed upon with that kid. And I had agreed upon when we got married that one of us would stay home and take care of the kids, and go to work. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like that can't happen or that shouldn't happen.
So that's not part of the problem. You don't mind staying.
No, I love being home. But I know that there's things that we can't afford, like sometimes gas in the car.
But you said you have a lot of feelings of isolation. Is that Do you have friends and family around it?
There's a lot of people in the community that I live in. I actually do, I, I do spend time with people. You know, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not the kind of person that has a lot of friends. I believe that, you know, in our life we're lucky to have 2 or 3 really good friends. And that was, I mean, it's probably a throwback to my childhood and my dad, that's what he used to say.
What
So
was
in
your
your life,
childhood
you'll
like?
have, well, I experienced, uh, my dad was pretty, he was a great man. You know, never speak ill of the dead, that kind of thing. I don't want to, you know, make him sound like a tyrant or anything. Um, but physically, he did, his, he passed away also the same year that my brother passed away. Well, before he died, he told me, you know, he apologized. Okay, so I don't want you to think that I really harbor any ill feelings towards him because I really love my dad. Okay, but he used to really be very physically. He used to be crap out. That's all I can say. I mean, he he didn't know how to handle it. His exact words were, "I didn't know how to handle my children." So the only way I knew how to handle them was to use the rod. He said, and I did, and he would beat my brothers and I until I had black and blue marks all over my body. I would be, you know, going to school, and I'll never forget, you know, like one time I got an F in phys ed for going into phys ed with bruises all over my body, so I wouldn't change my clothes. And so I got an F rather than say that I had my clothes in my locker, you know, rather than changing in the locker room. Everybody knows you're going to see me. I didn't want anybody to see me, but I was so embarrassed, you know. So my dad was pretty, you know, I mean, he was abusive.
So it sounds like your childhood was pretty scary.
That's pretty scary when you think
Yes.
of that. I mean, yeah.
It sounds like there was a lot of fear and
Well, no, it was the fear of, it wasn't just the fear of God, it was the fear of that. You know, we were raised to know that.
you are and now in your marriage you're having some not so much as a physical fear, but you're having fear and you said that you constantly would you fear for the safety if you leave your house. So when you were a child, did you remember yourself being sad as a child and having crying or panic attacks? Or do you think
I
that
did find myself, well, there was 2 ways that my parents dealt with if we didn't do something we were supposed to do. For instance, if we forgot to feed the dog, or if we didn't do our homework, or if the teacher at school said she was talking too much during class. You know, those kind of things. There were different ways my
what
parents
would
handled
happen in those kind of incidents?
Well, when we forget to feed the dog or something like that, we could take we could take a choice. We could either take a beating or we could stay in our room for a week and we get, you know, we disregard, we wouldn't get beat, but we'd be locked in our room. My mom, she would tell us to go to our room all the time. We spent a lot of time alone in our room. And um, I feel like I was really isolated back then. I didn't have a lot, I couldn't have friends because I couldn't go out. I was really kept, under a very tight leash. It was a very tight leash.
So it sounds like some of the, things that were happening in your childhood and being isolated are happening now in your marriage.
Yeah, you can say that it's a very strong correlation.
And it also kind of appears that, in your childhood that you almost had to be walking on eggshells because you didn't want to set somebody off and get beat. And now, does it also feel like in your marriage that you find yourself kind of watching what you say and do because and your husband's drinking, you don't want to,
Oh, absolutely.
upset and.
Absolutely. You hit that nail like totally right on the head. That's absolutely true.
Must be, yeah, very scary to have to, kind of deal with the same type of issues, but in a different way. So we could try to work on some goals for next meeting. How much we can try to, go into more about what's going on and maybe talking about what we can do, like making a list of some things reasons why you want to stay in your marriage, and then maybe some reasons that you should leave.
Yeah.
Because you said that, are there other reasons why you want to stay in your marriage than just you're Catholic and you don't want to, you made a, is that the only reason?
Well, that, I don't
I mean,
know how I can take
of
care of
change, 'cause-
that. Yeah, I don't know how I would make that change, how that change would work, or how I would.
So maybe that's something that we can talk about at our next meeting, just maybe just going over, some things that you can do that would make the transition easier if you do leave. Maybe we can go over some ways of, coping skills that would help you in the transition if you decide to leave. And we'd also have to make sure you have a safety plan that we would, do that if you feel like you wanted to get away and you, are in fear for your husband. So we want to make sure that you're safe. So we definitely would want to have a place for you to go, a safe place for you and your children.
Sure.
And, you have my number. I have an emergency number. If I cannot be contacted, Dr. Burns takes all my calls. So if anything ever develops, and you need a crisis situation, you need to get out, just, call me or Dr. Byrne if I'm not available, and we'll have a plan, enacted for you to get. So we will definitely discuss more about your coping, ways to adjust to this transition if you do decide to.
Okay.
So is this a good time for you to meet?
Sure.
Same day? Or
It might vary what days I can meet, but I would definitely want to continue, at least for another few sessions to see if we can get through this, because I just need to get through this.
Right, because you've mentioned a lot of things that are going on, right now, the fear of your husband and his possibly abusive ways with the drinking and the issues and how they correlate with your childhood. And we definitely want to have some coping skills.
Yeah, and there's other things that I really feel like I need to unpack, that I need to feel like I need to just put out there. But I just don't. Gosh, I can't believe our time is almost up today.
Right, there's only so much, you can accomplish in one session, but we definitely have made a start. And, I hope you feel that, you can come back and discuss, more of these issues that you're having and ways to decrease your panic attacks. We can do some relaxation techniques. We can add in, just meditation, relaxation. I don't know if you like to journal write and,
I do a lot of writing.
maybe express your feelings and maybe even thinking about it when you do have, overwhelming feelings of sadness and even panic, that you can sit down and write what was going on right before that was happening, what you're thinking about, if there was a situation with your husband, that is going on right now that's producing you. So these are all places that we can, work on and definitely help you with.
Okay.
So I look forward to meeting you and again next week. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks.